Shadows of Chivalry. And I think it was as I was writing that or shortly after, I began to study, what does the Bible say about courage? Where does it come from? And it was as I was studying that I began to see that there are certain things that are components of courageous faith. Like, obviously we think of courage, but before you even get to the courage, there needs to be communion with the Lord, because the more that we know him, the more we can trust him. And it's sort of like, I work in a small ministry, but in the summertime, it's a summer camp. So we have 5 year-round staff. But in the summertime, that grows to a total, like our total staff across the whole year is up to 110 people. So those 5 people, I talk to them all the time. I communicate with them all the time. I know them fairly well. I know what areas I can trust them in and what areas maybe I need to give them a little extra push, those kinds of things. But that summer staff, even though there are many of them that I've come to know and love to an extent, because I don't have that communion with them, I don't have that deeper trust with them. And I think that's a really good illustration of why communion with the Lord, spending time with him, listening to him in his word, and also specifically like keeping track of how he's working in our life, journaling and saying, okay, Lord, this is the struggle that I'm going through, but then also coming back and recording what he does to show himself strong. Those things can build our faith in so many ways. So I think part of courageous faith is communion, and then also compassion. We have to have a compassionate heart to be able to see the needs around us, and to be able to, and I think vision for others is a really important component of being able to live with compassion. And there are 7 times where the New Testament says that Jesus saw the multitudes, or he saw someone and it moved him to compassion. Pharaoh's daughter saw the ark in the reeds, and it moved her to compassion to go and pull Moses out. So I began to see that communion is important to living courageously. Compassion is important to living courageously. Commitment is important to living courageously. If we haven't already said, Lord, I'm going to do whatever you call me to do, whatever you have, if we haven't made that commitment to say, Lord, I'm ready to go, I'll do whatever it is, when the moment comes, if we haven't committed, it's a whole lot easier not to step into it. And so communion, compassion, commitment, and then of course, courage. If you can't have courageous faith without courage. And so just coming to look at those sources of courage, again, knowing who God is, knowing that